Good morning, or maybe it's evening somewhere where you are. I'm Carolyn. I own Back to Basics Exercise Therapy, and welcome. Have you ever gotten up in the morning and thought, oh my God, I tweaked my neck. What did I do? And you've got a really busy day and you're like, oh, the last thing I need is this neck pain, and I'm going to try and work my way through it. Well, this is a short video to show you how you can get control of something like that. Now, some of you may be asking, why are we working on the hips? Well, the hips dictate everything above and below, and that's basically our foundation. So what you're going to need today is you're going to need like a dining room chair. This is a block that I'm sitting on. We use these in postural therapy. A lot of clients buy them for the home too. If you're interested, you can always shoot me an email off of this site, and I'll be happy to get back to you and tell you where you can get them, and very quickly. So you're going to need either a postural block, that's what they look like, and you can also email me about that. Or if you don't have anything like that around, a couple of decorator pillows or a big pillow that you can fold over, and you want to get you'll see this is kind of thick, but when I put my knees around it like this, it thins out. You want something that is fairly dense. That's why we use these blocks. So we're going to start with a go-to exercise. It's kind of a default exercise for hips. And how we're going to do this is we're going to sit on our chair. You want your feet about 6 inches apart, and you want your ankle right underneath your knee. You're going to, now you can see right now, I'm sitting kind of sloppy. And if I were to pull my shoulders back like that, you see, nothing changes. I'm still down here and sloppy. But if I roll my pelvis forward, see what happened here? Roll it forward, and I'm moving it so I can now feel, excuse me, my sit bones right underneath me. And that's what you want to feel. Now, before we start, I want you to notice, do your sit bones feel even on that chair, or does one feel like there's more pressure than the other? So now we're going to put that block between our knees or the pillows, and we're going to squeeze those knees together. Remember, you've rolled your pelvis forward. Don't have to pull your shoulder blades together. Just relax your shoulders. Let your hands hang down, the inside of your palms facing the knees. And I want you to squeeze 20 times. And while you're squeezing, notice which side might be weaker. Push the weaker side as hard as the strong side. Now you're going to do 20 of these, okay? So maybe 20 is just like, whoa, you might be feeling, you know, some work going on in your groin. You might feel some pulling in the inside of the thigh. You might even feel a little work going on in the low back. So after you do that 20, take a little rest. You're going to do 20 more. For the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and probably just do 2 sets on this, but you want to do 3. Remember, we're keeping that pelvis rolled forward. If you slump back down, you're not getting benefit. You have to roll it forward so you're sitting on those sit bones. 3 sets of 20, pushing the weak leg as hard as the strong leg. Even if you have to stop and rest, we're not going to the Olympics today. So you just do what you can do and you'll do a great job. We never want to push with this type of work. There's no powering through anything. It's either done right or don't do it at all, because your body's not learning anything. Now, when you're done with that particular exercise, I'm going to have you go ahead and get on the floor on your knees like this. And what we're going to do is, this is a tabletop position, and we will see this position right after this exercise. But what I'm going to do is walk my hands forward like so. Now you see my hips were 90 here. But when I walk my hands forward, my shoulders are right over my wrists, and I have a larger angle in my hip. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my shoulders down, pull my shoulder blades together, and let my low back curve as much as it can. And it's probably going to feel kind of tight. Some of you are going to have really, you're going to find that your arms and wrists are weak. My suggestion is to break the exercise up then into 2 parts. Maybe do 1 minute and then another minute. So you're going to be here for 2 minutes. Now, this is the important part. I want you to really let your neck hang. And you'll notice as you hang that neck, you can feel the stretch. Probably more so on the side that feels like it's tweaked. So you're going to stay here for a total of 2 minutes. If you can't get 2 minutes, work into it, where you're probably going to feel some extra work that might feel like it's a little hard to maintain. Some people will feel it in the wrist. A lot of you guys have very rounded upper backs, and that really shortens this area. So when we try to straighten that wrist out, it's uncomfortable and it feels very weak. It could also be your grip strength too. I learned that kind of through work. I learned grip strength can really affect how the wrist reacts on the floor like that. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do some cats and dogs, and you're going to pull that tail under and then push the tail this way, pulling the shoulder blades together. So I'm looking up, pulling my shoulder blades together, pulling my tail under just like this. And I'm going to do this 10 times. If I feel like it, I'll do it 20 times. And what you're doing is you're making this movement through your pelvis. You don't want to use your thighs like this. That's wrong. These upper thighs should never move from the perpendicular position. All the movement should be made through the pelvis, just like so. Very nice. We'll do 10 to 15 of these. And when you're done, you're going to go back to your chair. And the reason we're going to do our last exercise on the chair, this is going to help because we want to trap these hips. More than likely, in fact, I would probably bet a lot on this, that when you woke up with that tweaked neck, you probably had your pelvis was up. So that's why this last exercise, I'm going to put you back on the chair. You're going to roll your pelvis forward. Make sure your feet are 6 inches apart, hip width apart, both the same. You don't want one ahead of the other, nothing turned out, because that's going to take away from the exercise. You're going to roll the pelvis forward, and now we're going to do what is known as arm circles. What that's going to do is pull that head back into position. So we start with our arms straight out. Make a fist, lock out your elbows. Now pull your shoulder blades together, and I want you to roll forward. You see I'm rotating forward or circling forward, holding those shoulder blades together while I look straight ahead. Don't be looking around the room, because that's going to change how that body recruits those muscles. And we're re-educating. We're putting ourselves back where we belong, because our lifestyle tears us apart. So just keep going, keeping those shoulder blades pulled together, arms locked out, lock it out. And when you hit 40, relax. Now you may notice when you do this, you may feel tension, or maybe you feel like your arms are achy, but don't feel bad. I live in Las Vegas, and we all know that we have the Las Vegas Raiders. And if we brought them all in, a lot of them would struggle with this too. So there's no bad or good. It just happens to be where we need the work. So now let's put our arms back out again. Palms facing the ceiling this time. Now feel those shoulder blades back there. Start here, facing down, and now roll them back. Feel your shoulder blades move. If you didn't, that means they might be a little bit stuck. So you need to do this exercise. So palms up, lock out the elbows. Good. Pull those blades together and circle backwards. Now this one, you're going to do this 40 times. This may take some real effort. This is the one that's probably hardest for everybody. So where do you think you're going to feel the work? You're going to feel it in the shoulders. You're going to feel it in the shoulder blades. You're going to feel it maybe in the forearms, the biceps. Keep those shoulder blades pulled together. And you may be feeling it in all those areas, the back of the neck, because we're pulling you back into proper alignment through contracting those muscles and also locking out those elbows, keeping those fists, palms up. And when you're done, just go ahead and stop. Now you can try this out. This will help you. Like I said, if you wake up with a tweaked neck, you could also use it if you wake up feeling a little bit uncomfortable in the hip too. But this I gave to you with the idea that if you woke up that way, go ahead and try these 4 exercises and see how it goes. They should make you feel better. If you like this video and you feel like there's information in here that would help you or some friends and family, please like it and share it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.